Hey, what is up guys? So we're going to be having this card coming out in OCG in just a few more days, and it's going to be coming out in the TCG in February, but it's a pretty cool card, so I think we should talk about it and talk about how we could actually use it. So it's Ultimaya Tzolk'in. It is a new synchro monster, and it's always treated as a level 12 monster. First off, let's go ahead and talk a little bit more about it. But it cannot be synchro summoned. It must be special summoned from your extra deck by sending one level 5 or higher tuner monster and one level 5 or higher non-tuner monster you control with the same level to the graveyard, and cannot be special summoned by other ways. Once per turn, when a spell or trap is set on your side of the field, you can special summon one power tool synchro monster or one level 7 or 8 dragon type synchro monster from your extra deck. While you control another synchro monster, this card cannot be targeted with effects or attacks. So wow, that is a really insane effect once per turn, not even just when it is summoned. It's just every single turn you can bring out a synchro monster from your extra deck, ignoring its conditions. That is really crazy. Now, first off, I do want to mention some cards can only really get their effects when they are synchro summoned. One excellent example would be something like Black Rose Dragon. So there'd be like really no point to go for Black Rose Dragon unless you're playing a deck that requires Black Rose Dragon on board to equip something to it, because there's actually some support for Black Rose Dragon, but for the most part, this card gets its effect when it's synchro summoned. Now, I don't believe this counts as it being synchro summoned. It's just you can special summon one monster, so that's a little bit different in the game. But I was thinking, first off, what can you set and make it really effective? I was like, well, you could just go ahead and be like, okay, set assault mode, activate, bam, starts assault mode. So I thought that was pretty cool. Maybe we'll see some assault mode, although I'm not really a fan of this deck simply because of the playstyle. It just kind of goes, oh, I'm just going to go negate. But the one thing that I want to mention with this also is that this leaves this card blank, because you have to control a synchro monster in order for it to have that effect, where it cannot be targeted with effects or for attacks. So maybe that'll be an easier way to get out Stardust assault mode. I mean, that's pretty consistent, just be oh, Stardust. But I mean, I think there's already cards that pretty much just let you just go, like for example, Instant Fusion, get back level 4 tuner, bam, you can go and do a Stardust Dragon from there. So that'll be like a 1 card. But nonetheless, this is technically a once per turn. You can keep on bringing Stardust Dragon from the extra deck back. So maybe if you're able to protect this card, that'd be much better, because you will just keep on spamming Stardust Dragons once per turn. Now, at the top of my head, I was thinking, what level 5 like tuner and what level 5 monster can you just bring out relatively easy? You can go Instant Fusion. Obviously that brings a level 5 monster pretty easy. You can also Cyber Dragon. There's also the Agent of Entropy Uranus. So if I was thinking maybe we could play like a synchro version of some type of agent deck, that could definitely be viable, because if you have the SYNCHRO in the sky, you can just special summon it from your hand, and there's really no limit to that. So it's not like you have to control no monster. So I was like, wow, if you can dump out multiple Uranuses, you might be able to do some pretty crazy stuff. And this is a once per turn, not like you can only activate the effect of this like once per, well, obviously it's not once per duel, but if you could bring out 2 of these, that would be pretty crazy. But we've seen crazier things in Yu-Gi-Oh! So I'm definitely interested in trying out maybe a build where you just drop multiple Uranuses. So that's definitely something you can look out for. You can also summon Quick Draw Synchron as a level 5 tuner. I know Quick Draw has the effect that you cannot synchro summon this except for with the effect of a synchron monster, but the thing is, guys, you're just sending it to the graveyard. You're not actually going to perform a synchro summon to bring out this synchro monster, so that kind of gets rid of that effect. You can also go for TG Wonder Magician, which can definitely be okay. If you just want to pop 1 card before you're going for your stuff, you can maybe make use of it with TGs, because you can go Striker into Werewolf, and then you still have your normal summons and stuff like that. So that's kind of cool. Now, I also wanted to mention, you don't have to go for things that you'd normally go for, like a Black Rose or a Stardust Spark Dragon when you go for the Ultimaya Tzolk'in. What you can actually do is bring out cards that require like random things that you might not have in your deck already. For example, Michael the Arc Light Sword. This requires like a non-tuner light monster, which you don't really have to worry about, because it just brings it out from your extra deck. So that's really cool. And I was thinking, what other cards are there? And I basically looked them up for you guys. Remember, guys, they have to be Dragon, and they have to be level 8 or 7. But you can bring out Black Brute Drago. So I was like, wow, that's pretty cool, because no one really plays this card. Maybe we can see start some type of Gemini deck with the use of Black Brute Drago. You can also get out Gungnir, which is actually pretty cool. that you're going to be able to just, you know, discard cards. And I was like, well, maybe you can go Fabled. You can do some crazier stuff in the game. That's really what I'm interested to see, what the heck combos we can come up with. Obviously, you can make Beals and stuff like that. And I was like, oh, you can also use it in combination with Level Eater, because this monster is always treated as level 12. But I'm wondering how that works with Level Eater. Can you Level Eater off this thing infinitely? Because then we can maybe pull some, you know, Arcana Force stuff. And I was just like, you know what, I love this card because it just opens up a lot of doors to some crazy stuff. But I'm thinking there's probably going to be a way to pull off some crazy FTKs and stuff with this. Just being able to bring out anything just opens the doors up for just a lot of crazy stuff. But I'm just wondering how the heck can we come up with some crazy stuff, because Nodin in the game can open up a lot of crazy stuff, especially since you can instant fusion Nodin and bring out something, and maybe some card that you can bring out with Nodin, and then in combination with like a Chalice or something, you can like negate its effect. Maybe it's it becomes maybe it's level 4 in the graveyard or something, and you're able to just bring Nodin out, and then, you know, basically get 2 of these is what I'm thinking of, and then do something with this. And I'm thinking, well, since it's always treated as level 12 monster, maybe you can open up a lot more other combos, or maybe there's an XYZ that is rank 12 that we can bring out with this. I'm just really stoked to see what the heck this card can do, because it has no level on the card, but it says it's always treated as level 12. So, like I said, it'll be interesting to see if Level Eater actually reduces it, or if you can infinitely Level Eater. And we'll figure out some crazy combos, because, well, Mass Driver is actually banned. Otherwise, obviously from there you'd already see that we could just keep on Mass Drivering. But there's probably another card. I think Cannon Soldier can also be a card that you can combo with it, because you could just keep on tributing the monster. So you could infinitely Level Eater off of it, like I said, if it's always treated as level 12, and it never actually changes its level, even if you Level Eater. I'm assuming that it would reduce it, but it says it's always treated, so I don't know. We'll have to test it out once it comes out in DevPro, but let me know, guys, what crazy combos can you think of with the Ultimaya Tzolk'in, because I think this card has a lot of potential. But anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Azneyes out.